Welcome back, everyone. Fire Ice Talon here again to continue with the Rogue Guide. We're moving on to video 3, and we are now going to cover low AC bow builds. The first two videos I've published were for high AC rogue builds, showcasing the rogue's power as a spellcaster combined with archery. And spells were my primary offense, but as a low AC rogue, now that we're gonna get into that, and that's gonna be kind of the opposite. Bow is gonna be your primary weapon. Spells are gonna be secondary. Because of that reason, we're gonna have to opt for a higher damage bow setup, which is highly recommended when playing low AC rogue due to the fragile state and nature of playing this class on a low AC build. You can still use offensive spells, but they're kind of more secondary. If you have a level like with a lightning resistant or lightning sensitive monsters, you still have to be careful casting chain lightning and attracting too many monsters and becoming overwhelmed, which can lead to stun lock and ultimately death. We're going to be playing this class now in a more traditional sense of what people think of as the rogue class, using bow as the primary weapon and really keeping your distance from your foes. This is going to really demonstrate how to play this class in a more strategic and skillful way, as opposed to just a simple powerhouse class like in the previous videos. So in this video, I'm going to be really opting to keep my distance and stay on my toes and play more strategically. So with that being said, we're going to use pretty much the same hotkeys. You can go Mana Shield or Healing, but we're going to stick with Mana Shield in this case. I will be doing a video for a low AC heal build in the future, but we're going to stick with Mana Shield. Fireball, Chain Lightning, and Teleport, just like previously. So that said, what build are we going to choose here for a low AC build? This is what we're going to do. So for your helm slot, you're going to be getting your resists on the helm slot as well as the armor slot. So we're going to go Obsidian's Helm of the Stars. Jewel slots are going to be all mana. So we are going to use Dragon's Jewels of the Zodiac ×3. Now for low AC armors, the optimal ones are these ones here. For Mana Shield, you want to use Obsidian Stars, Obsidian Plate of Sorcery, or Obsidian Plate of Harmony. I prefer Obsidian Stars. Just like with the high AC builds, I like having the all-around boost to stats. You can opt for Obsidian Sorcery though, if you want a higher mana count, or if you maybe want to make your magic attribute a little higher because you want to do more casting. But like I said, with this build, your number one offense is going to be coming from the bow side of things. So I like to use stars over sorcery. If you feel like you get hit a lot or stun locked a lot, you may opt for Obsidian Harmony to be able to escape easier if you find yourself being hit pretty often. But the whole point of this build is to avoid being hit in the first place. So this is kind of a crutch armor if you feel yourself if you feel like your skill with this build isn't as high or you're still learning, you may want to opt for Obsidian Harmony. More advanced players though, and people who want to avoid being hit in the first place, you opt for Obsidian Stars or Obsidian Sorcery. For HP builds, which I'll talk about in the future, you would use Obsidian Mammoth, but we're gonna go Obsidian Stars. Now we're gonna switch to the bow over here. In my previous videos, I opted for Emerald Heavens and Savage Heavens with the high AC builds. But because you're low armor class now, you're going to need more DPS and to shell out as much bow damage as possible. So we're going to move on from those to Massive Bow of Swiftness. There is no other bow in the game that has as much DPS output DPS as a Massive Bow of Swiftness. The elemental bows are also plausible, but for stun lock purposes and outgoing damage, you cannot beat a Massive Bow of Swiftness. So we're going to equip that. She's fully geared and ready to go. Note my armor class is only 138. 138 armor that's the equivalent of being naked in Hell. Like, every monster will have auto hit on me with that low of AC. So using a Gothic plate, note, doesn't give you any more beneficial AC than using a Rags version would. In case we do get an all melee level, and I don't need resists, maybe I would swap out Royal Circlets for the Obsidian Stars helm, so I'll bring that along just in case. But to start, we'll be getting our resistances on the armor and helm slots. 3 times Dragon's Ode for maximum mana and damage. Massive Bow of Swiftness. So she's ready to go. I have plenty of potions, I think, for now. So let's go down and let's get started on low AC rogue builds. Okay. So first thing you want to do is cast Mana Shield. Right there, I guess, is ideal. Let's go down south. Okay, so we have Lava Maws. Lava Maws are pretty dangerous, so this will be interesting. What else do we have? Lava Maws and Guardians, okay. So this is a pretty solid chain light level. I'm going to try and keep the use of chain lightning as minimum as I can to make it a little more challenging. See right there in that scenario, the way I was able to stun lock those Maws kind of one by one, you would not be able to do that with a Heaven's Bow. You need, especially on a level like this with Maws, Maws are extremely fast. And I would say probably one of, if not the most dangerous opponent for a low AC rogue. You want to really keep your distance. They are very fast. And I recommend using a Swiftness bow when Maws are present. Yeah, you see how quick they are? I teleported and still got hit there. They are extremely quick. It's really tempting to chain lightning them, but I'm trying to avoid doing that to keep it more challenging. Maybe if there's a huge pack or something, it's a good idea. Another thing you can do is I like to call it testing the waters. These bastards are annoying with their bashing stun lock effects. Okay, so that room is good. This is nice, see? We're playing the rogue. More like a traditional rogue here. Let's go in and out. Uh, so just one up there. See, playing this way is going to really improve your skill as a rogue, as opposed to just going high EC and smashing everything with spells. So as you can see, with massive bow swiftness, their hit points just go down rapidly. So there's quite a few over here, I suspect. Creeping death. I want them to be killed by what they cannot see. Okay. They were hoping to ambush me, you see? They were hoping to ambush me. But alas, it did not happen. Okay. Maybe time to update the town portal. Okay. Oh, I'll take that. Okay. Pretty, they're pretty spread out on this level, which is not necessarily a bad thing. You can just clear out rooms like this. Let's go in and out. Yep. I knew there was a lot of them in there. Knew there was a lot in there. I do have to say this tactical play using the corpse sticks like this to just kind of it really makes for fun gameplay. So only 3 monsters left, huh? Let's find them and be on our way. Oh, I did forget a section down here. I bet they're here. Yep. And that's it for this level. Let's continue on down to 14 and see what we have. Okay. Okay, so maybe right there for now. The down level's right there. Let's go this way. Aha. Good old-fashioned Balrogs. Okay. Okay. This will be a somewhat challenging level. Balrogs and Drakes together are a bit tough. Let's, I don't really need resists here. And I think 40% fire resists versus Balrog Inferno should suffice, so we'll use Royal Circlet for more mana. 514 mana. That looks good. This is one of those levels too where you don't want to. You can use Chain Lightning here, but it will work good on the Drakes. But you can also attract too many Balrogs because Balrogs have a pretty solid lightning resistance. So you want to, if you're playing high AC here, by all means use Chain Lightning. But if you're playing low AC, you don't want to attract too many at once. As I've killed 2 more Vipers. Versus Vipers, you kind of want to stay above them if you can, because of their awkward movement patterns. If you're attacking from below, it's a lot harder to get them in a consistent stun lock. Wow. That's another thing about Balrogs, too, what makes them so dangerous. I was stun locking him, and he still hit me 2 to 3 times. Their hit recovery is insane, which makes them a very, very formidable opponent at close quarters. This is why you got to really keep your distance from these guys. Trying to go one-on-one with them with a low AC rogue is pretty not recommended. A great axe. They can't drop kings, so we'll just leave it there, since it can't be anything good. .803 HP on that guy, and you saw how fast that evaporated with a massive bow of swiftness. It's no surprise that it's the most coveted bow in the game. Every rogue wants it. See, you can kind of predict their movements too. I knew he was going to try and come up, try to melee me. Okay. See, in this case, I knew I didn't have to teleport away. I knew I had the drop on him. So, get some distance there. Perfect. You can kind of pin them against the walls too, if you notice. He wanted to go this way versus me, but I wasn't letting him. Knowing the terrain is critical. Okay. Oh, okay. I'll take take that. See, right there I auto-walked. I didn't want to do that. And right there I did it again. You have to be careful when you're trying to move. Sometimes you'll, or teleport, sometimes you will auto-walk. Okay. That looks good. This is nice. Look at all those barrels there. That'll make a good blockade. See, with those barrels there, I can probably take on a pretty good sized pack. They're gonna have to try and go through here, and that's a straight shot into my line of fire. These guys like to sidewalk and slither and slather all around, but these barrels are going to stop them from doing that, so this is nice. Let's go. Let's see if there's anything in here. Nope. So when you see something like this, a lot of people, we like to break barrels in our games, but when you're playing strategically, you don't want to do that. You want to keep these guys up. Okay, so look at all these guys. Let's start with these guys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, drakes. Many drakes. There's only one direction they can go, and that's right into my line of fire. And they just get tumbled on top of each other and then just taken down one by one. It's a beautiful thing. You can use the what do you call it? The cauldrons as well as kind of an obstacle to block their path. That's what you don't want to do, though. Thankfully, it was only 2 monsters, so that kind of a mistake usually will not be fatal. Sometimes this is too tempting. Okay. Using corners is great too, as I've mentioned before. Okay. The old good bait and switch. Straight into my line, into my path. Oh, okay. No problemo. We're gonna... Okay. A little too close for comfort there. Okay. This video is gonna get pretty long, so probably after level 14 I'll wrap it up. Okay. I didn't expect him to be there, but he missed nonetheless. I'm just doing that to speed up the process of finishing this video since this is going to be a long one. But you guys have seen Bowrogue Mastery in this video. This is Bowrogue Wizardry. Yes, if I must say so myself. One monster left. And that is how it's done, folks. I think I'll conclude it here. And stay tuned for the next one. Fire Ice checking out. Peace.